you need to challenge your body and you need to challenge especially the mind. It's impossible to have this success if you do not know what that failure is before.
Here are 8 of Master Shi Heng Yi's lessons in an unseen video from the Shaolin Temple Europe. Today's video was made possible at mulliganbrothers.com, where you can now get the Memento Mori poster, a poster to remind you that you are going to die. It's 80 years of tiny little boxes that make up and represent a week of your life. One day, guys, you will not fill in one of those boxes, and if that does not motivate you, I don't know what will. Use code STOIC with the link in the description for 10% off, where all the profits go back into creating this content. But before that, let's dive into this amazing video with Master Shi Heng Yi. And if you want to support him, head over to shaolin.online. Let's dive into the video.
This world, I at the same time think, is not there to fulfill your expectations. So it can be you are aligning your mind towards the goal, you are trying your best. It doesn't mean it's going to happen for you. If it happens for you, it was the right time, it was your right decision, it was the right action that you took, and it was your right destiny, or it was the right karma that brought you this, let's say, success. But not everybody, it is going to work like this. So once again, things can only happen if you plant them before in the mind. If you never plant them in the mind, if you don't even set this goal, that goal cannot even come. Even if it would come, you would not recognize it. So if it is important for you that you achieve something in this lifetime, I think this achievement needs to have the start in the mind. You need to see that achievement in the mind already, the direction of it at least. Let's say you have aligned your mind to the goal. You base your action and then all of this, and it goes still, let's say, wrong. Now it's a difficult time, but it's also a good time to now observe how much are you actually attached to your goal. Because if this failing of achieving that goal draws you down too much, your perspective about life is wrong. Because the goal achievement is something that happens within your lifetime. It's smaller than your lifetime. It's a small project that just went wrong right now. So you can't let that small thing pull down this big thing. That's the wrong perspective. You must now find, okay, this one failed, I still have my life. Where do I now start new again in there and figure out? So it's a question of perspective. If you realize that any type of goal setting, any type of project that you're doing, if this is taking too much of your life quality, of your satisfaction about life, if it takes it away, the perspective may be a little bit wrong. Because this life is not here to make you suffer. This life is here to make you understand what is your potential. And you maybe think, my potential is to become a filmmaker. And then it fails and you don't become a filmmaker. Yeah, because maybe your potential is not in there. Maybe there is something bigger that you can become. Filmmaker, one day, maybe. But in this lifetime, there's something else for you to achieve. This is also meaning discover your potential. But if you are stuck on, no, this is what I want, I worked so hard for it, now it's failing, I try it again, it can mean that you are just wasting lifetime. getting out of the comfort zone is part of the process. If I realize somebody already starts to feel like very confident again, yeah, very bright, then I know, okay, it's time to shut him down again. Yes, and so someone is always confronted between here, then he's brought down. Then he gets methods how he will build himself up again. Then he gets smashed down again. And so it continues. Until you think, sometimes it's also very paradox, that it seems like, yeah, Shifu, last week you said I should do like this. So you told me to go in this direction. There. Today I'm asking you the same question, but you are telling me I should go in that direction. And I said, yes, true. Yeah, and 3 weeks after, Shifu, now you tell me 3 different things. This direction, that direction, and then once again, you're telling me in this direction. And then people say, now, what type of teaching method is that? It is for you to figure out yourself after you have wandered between the different extremes that are existing. First, I push you in that direction, then you walk. Then I tell you other direction, then you walk there. Then maybe we change again, then you walk back there. Until you realize it's not here and it's not here. It's all of that. That's possible. And this is like really something special, I have to say, that it's working sometimes. These type of methods are working at such subconscious and psychological level that I really appreciate. The more you're able to let go, the farther you're going to proceed. So therefore, to your question, it is essential. The more your willingness and your ability to let go, the more changes are going to come. It's just like this. For new things to come, old things must go. And now, just as I mentioned, there is the willingness, first of all, to let go. And then there is your skill level, your abilities. Can you, even if you want? And there it is now also good to know. By practicing certain methods, many of them that I told you already, many of them that are also available. By using them, there is a certain degree that you can already help or support yourself in letting go, learning what does it mean to let go. But sometimes there are also things that have, let's say, that are caught within us, that you just cannot reach by yourself. And this is the moment where sometimes you need support. Where sometimes, even if the willingness is there, and you even maybe can see what it is that is stuck inside of you, but sometimes you need a person, more persons, or sometimes you need an additional support to get rid of it. So this is also important really to understand. How committed are you to really do something about your life? Yeah? Because meanwhile we have so many different methods, not just now from the Shaolin Temple. If you just go on YouTube and look for, let's say, motivational videos, ways to improve your life, ways to create balance, how to create the perfect lifestyle, doesn't matter what. It's not knowledge which is the problem. It's not inspiration which is the problem. The problem is that after you have all this information, how are you going to transform it? How are you going to integrate it into your 24-hour day? How do we deal with fear, for example? It's just like this. Fighting is not fun. Fighting against somebody else who also is trained, and then even if you have like gloves on, doesn't matter, is quite painful sometimes. And also, very honestly, I don't like even to fight. It's not that I like it, but I feel the challenge about it. I feel how much I need to like jump over myself now to go out there, and just even if it's just training. So that means for a martial artist normally, it becomes like a different perspective when it comes to fear. Because it's all the time when you walk out there that you are dealing with fear. Fear of what if I lose, what if like he hit me, what if I get hurt, what if I don't stand up anymore. So many fears is it that you are dealing with, but ultimately you conquer them. And then the outlook on the rest of the life looks different. It changes something inside of you. It changes the perspective, how you are looking at things, where you see other people, they are living in fear, but fear of nothing. Now, the first time where I realized that this type of controversial or this paradox approach can be clearly seen in some of the practices that we are doing in the Shaolin arts, in the Shaolin methods, for example. Let's say like this. There is one exercise where you are starting to just close the fist and then start clenching them. So, and now you are supposed to hold this position for, let's say, 4 minutes. 4 minutes under pressure. So this one, not just like waiting, yeah. So 4 minutes full power. But what I want to achieve by that is relaxation. So if somebody would ask me, so what are you doing there? I would call them, it's a relaxation exercise. But this doesn't look like relaxation exercise. But the point is, after you are 4 minutes like this, when you then stop it, now the real relaxation comes. Yeah. But why do you now have this type of relaxation? Because before you were spending a lot of time facing the tension. So what we do is tension. What we get is relaxation. You want to know what is spiritual. You don't approach spirituality. You want to know what is spiritual, figure out what is the physical. Then you will get to there. You want to know what is like left. Don't approach left. Figure out what is right. Yeah? And in such way, this is also like something counterintuitive. But that is one of the methods. This is why you want freedom, we want freedom, yes, but how do we live? Structured, rules, walls, all of this. That doesn't look like this would be free. Yes, you want freedom, face the structure, face the hard discipline. Because if inside this hard structured form you are able to have the freedom you feel free inside this hard form. That is the freedom. But to always directly approach what you want is the wrong way. Why? Because it is one-sided. Because it is only one-sided. You want success, you directly try to approach success. Yeah, but it's impossible to have this success if you do not know what that failure is before. So now the question is, how do you make this both? How can you have this wide view of incorporating everything that is involved in it? You need to find a way how to always embrace everything that is involved into it. And that's why we say relaxation and tension, they both belong together. That's why there's no way. I need to know both of them. This is not about if you want or not. You need both of them. Of course we want to have spiritual development, but how do we get there? By figuring out what is at the moment really accessible to me, my body. Because this is nothing about imagining, this is nothing about fantasizing. Your body is something that is available to you 24 hours every day. So therefore, because it is so close to me, I can learn from it. So we go from the physical to the spiritual. I also think that sometimes this strong mindset is also not existing anymore because of the lack of movement. So because it's very simple. Look, even in the disciplines that you are practicing, lifting the weights, there is that moment where the animal comes out. There is that moment where it's like your animal instinct comes out, which is producing suddenly more of this power. There is something which wants to push through it. In the different methods of what we are practicing here, there are also things to call out this type of instinct. But now, the MMA fighters, they have it. Everybody who practices this type of physical activity that at some point is related to a very high extent of energy, let's say. You have that moment where you need to push yourself to bring out that energy, to bring out that fire. But if your daily walk, if your daily week is only sitting in front of your desk and doing, I don't know, office work, that fire doesn't come out. And if it comes out, it goes in the wrong direction. It goes in the direction of the head. It goes into the head because you're angry about something. But this fire of angriness and the fire of motivation are two different ones. Because the fire of angriness is something you cannot, in a way, control. But the fire of motivation, the fire of trying to achieve something for a better version of yourself, is something that if you practice it long enough, you can recall it. Because you have that fire inside of you. And this is where I also think that sentence, strong mind goes together with strong body. I think there is a similarity with it. Because you cannot reach to have a strong body if there is not the fuel behind it that gave you the push, the motivation to do so in order that you finally develop in that direction. So, and a lot of different jobs that are existing nowadays, or let's say the lifestyle, it is the lack of movement It is that lack of physicality and therefore also the lack of that mindset. That when hard times come, you just push through. And yes.
Thank you so much to the Shaolin Temple Europe and these 8 amazing lessons from Master Shi Heng Yi. Today's video is made possible at mulliganbrothers.com, where you can now get the Memento Mori poster with the link in the description. It's a poster to remind you that you're going to die, that you are mortal, that time is precious. It's 80 years of tiny little boxes made up to represent a week of your life, and you shade it in. I've shaded mine up until 30, and one day I won't shade in another box. And that reminder that I see every single day on my fridge has been the most powerful tool I've used this year. Use code STOIC with the link in the description for 10% off. And also you can get the Inspired Change t-shirts, the Hardest Worker Room t-shirts, and so much more, where all the profits go back into creating this content. That is how we get our film crew all around the world. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting us on the join button and hitting the notification bell. Have a blessed and productive day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.